What's good with the fight fans? It's your boy Kijana back with some fight predictions this week. UFC 149, Overeem versus Jairzinho. I don't know. This card's it's not really that exciting to me. It doesn't really grab my interest. I'm not really excited to watch this fight card. I probably won't watch this fight card. The main event will be probably pretty quick. I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, this is kind of like thrown together type of fight card, only because the Colby Covington and the Usman fight are coming up, and then Durandame or whatever versus Amanda Nunes. So it's like all these other fights that are coming up. So this is just like a card just to get us warmed up, kind of. All right, I'm going to go straight into the early prelims. Makhmud Muradov versus Trevor Hot Sauce Smith. Makhmud is 23-6 record, 15 KO/TKOs, 3 sub wins, 1 KO/TKO loss, 3 sub losses. He's on a 12-fight win streak, which is pretty impressive. He beat Alicio Chirico in his UFC debut. He has a nice bounce to his stand-up. Pretty good footwork, uses his distance very well. But the only thing I don't like about this fighter, and usually I don't like this about a lot of fighters, is he's always on his back foot. He's always backing up in his fights, but he's a counter striker, so it kind of makes sense. I usually don't like to pick... I like counter strikers. It's not that I don't like counter strikers, but I usually don't like to pick people that are on their back foot and go against the cage a lot. They tend to get clipped with something, or they tend to get taken down or get clinched up, and then they lose by decision. So I usually don't like picking people like that. He has really nice body kicks, though. His body kicks are fucking lethal. He uses his body kicks in almost every one of his fights. Doesn't throw enough combos, though. He lacks volume. He's a 1-2, 1-2, 1-3, 1-2-3 kind of striker. He doesn't throw like a flurry of punches at one time. He's just 1-2, and then he backs up, starts circling around, backing up towards the cage. The 1-2, and then like he'll counter back when someone goes after him. So I don't know. It's gonna be a striker versus grappler matchup though. Trevor's Hot Sauce Smith, 15-9 record, 1 KO/TKO, 9 sub wins, 4 KO/TKO losses, 1 sub loss. That 4 KOs losses is just not good, dude. I feel like if you have that many losses by TKO or KO, it's really easy to get knocked out again once you've been knocked out. Or if you've had it's like having a concussion in football or something like that. Like if once you get one, it's really easy to keep getting them. So I just can't trust people that have been knocked out a lot in the UFC. That just shows that you lack a lot of defensive strategy in your fights. He lost his last 2 fights by decision to Elias and Zach Cummings. He is a durable fighter. He pressures all of his opponents. No sub wins yet in the UFC. He does have 9 sub wins, but they're all outside of the UFC. He has good single leg takedowns. Does decent clinch work with his knees. He's 38 years old, though, man. Trevor Smith's been around for a little while. Tends to gas out by the end of the second round. But he is a relentless fighter, man. He never really gives up. I'm going to roll with Makhmud, though. He's a younger fighter. I feel like he can get the job done. Trevor Smith is just, I don't know. If he can get this dude to the ground, maybe he could win. But he hasn't had one submission win in the UFC, and I don't really see that happening in this fight. Next fight, Viviana Sosa versus Verna Jandiroba. The Brazilian gangster, 13-2 record, 2 KO/TKOs, 8 sub wins, 2 decision losses. She's two out of her 3 fights in the UFC. She's won 2 out of 3, so that looks pretty good. Lost her last fight to Brianna Van Buren, and I mean Brianna just outworked her, dude. She's plain and simple just outworked this chick, dude. She gassed her out. She got her tired and shit. But she's a pretty decent striker. She throws good kicks. Very tricky sub game. Has knockout power. But yeah, she gassed out very bad versus Van Buren. So hopefully she's been working on her cardio a little bit more. And she has the reach and height advantage for this fight. Verna, on the other hand, she's a 14-1 record, 11 subs, 3 decision wins, 1 decision loss. Lost UFC debut to Carla Esparza. She got dominated by Esparza, but Esparza, she used to be a champion, dude. What do you expect? That's your fucking debut, and you got to go against an ex-champion? Like, people were expecting Verna to just dominate Esparza. I picked Esparza to win that fight. I just knew that her wrestling was just going to be just way better than the other girl's BJJ. She wasn't going to really be able to do nothing with it because Esparza's always moving on the ground. She doesn't really gas out. Even, like, she's getting older, but she still has a little bit in her tank. This chick has decent grappling and takedowns, constantly looks for subs. She's very, very aggressive submission specialist. Good with her arm bars and rear naked chokes. Her striking's very average. She has no head movement whatsoever if you watch any of her highlights. And she's kind of flat-footed. She just sits in the pocket and then she'll go for a takedown. So she's not really yeah. She's gonna look for a submission in this one though. It's gonna be striker versus grappler or submission specialist basically. But I'm gonna roll with Viviana Sosa. I feel like she could probably get the job done, and she's only lost 2 times by decision. She has the reach and height advantage. She could keep the distance. I put a question mark by this one because I didn't make a decision yet. I'm gonna roll with Viviana Sosa on this one though. I feel like she'll get the win. All right, next fight: Joe Solecki versus Matt Wyman, or Wyman, however you say his name. Joe Solecki 8-2 record, 1 KO/TKO, 6 sub wins, 1 KO/TKO loss, and 1 decision loss. He's on a 3-fight win streak, which is pretty good. Got a guillotine choke on Dana White Contender Series in July, making official UFC debut. So we'll get to see what this guy really has. Not much tape on this guy, honestly. I couldn't find much. I didn't really get to watch that much. His submission game's pretty slick. He's had 4 rear naked choke wins. He's a strategic grappler. He's pretty good with his grappling. He always looks for his subs and doesn't really mind being on his back. If you take him down, or he'll pull you down and try to get a submission off his back. So he's a dangerous fighter when it comes to the groundwork. He's always moving, standing up, circling around the cage. So it's gonna be kind of hard to just knock this guy out or KO him. He's been knocked out once, but yeah, this guy's always moving. Matt Wyman, 16-8 record, 4 KO/TKOs, 5 sub wins, 3 KO/TKO losses, 5 decision losses. He's never been submitted. Lost last fight to Luis Pena by TKO. After a 5-year layoff, he got a few takedowns in that one, so that was cool for DraftKings. He has a really weird, unorthodox fighting style, and when I mean like weird, I mean like not good weird. I mean like a bad version of Keith Jardine. Keith Jardine was a fucking badass, so I can't fucking like he had a really weird and awkward style, but you can't hate on Keith Jardine. That dude was a legend. He's he had a really awkward style. It was hard for people to figure him out, and he wasn't bad. This guy, Matt Wyman, I'm not saying he has a style like him, but he's awkward, kind of like Keith Jardine when he's in the cage. A really awkward style, honestly. But yeah, so didn't do much in that fight. He's really old. He's like, I don't remember how old he was. He's an old fighter. He should have stayed retired. He's not an exciting fighter to watch. Decent takedowns, very hittable. And he's probably going to lose this fight. I'm rolling with Joe Solecki. He's the younger fighter. He's probably going to be hungry for a win. He won on the Contender Series. He's got a little momentum. Matt Wyman, he should have stayed retired. I mean, that's all I really have to say about that one. Let me see what the next fight is, because I don't think I wrote this one down. Yeah. Bryce Mitchell versus Matt Sales. Thug Nasty, 11-0 record, 8 sub wins, 3 decisions. He's wiry and unorthodox, man. I like Thug Nasty. Always pushes the pace on his opponents. He's pretty good cardio. 2-0 in the UFC. Beat Tyler Diamond and Bobby Moffitt. Both those guys are pretty good too. So he's fought pretty decent competition. High-level submission specialist, in my own opinion. I feel like he's pretty fucking good on the ground. I mean, he might look a little dorky or a little awkward or something like that. I like Bryce Mitchell, though, man. They don't call him Thug Nasty for no reason. This dude's dope. Long limbs, pretty good striking as well. He pieced Bobby Moffitt up, dude, and I picked Bobby Moffitt to beat him. Like, I did not think he was going to gas out like that, and Mitchell was just going to fuck him up. And he did fuck him up. Yeah, I mean, he fucked him up. Throws a lot of wild punches though. He's definitely hittable. I mean, he got tagged a few times by Bobby as well. But he always switches it up on the feet, then goes for takedowns. And he has the height and reach advantage for this fight versus Matt Sales. And Matt Sales, Robo, I don't know. That's kind of a whack-ass nickname, but all right. 8-2 record, 6 KO/TKOs, 1 sub win, 2 decision losses. Beat Kyle Nelson in his previous fight. 1-1 in the UFC, lost to Shaman Moraes, but we all know Shaman Moraes is pretty fucking good, dude. And he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. This guy, he has good takedowns, pushes the pace standing, and he has high volume. He throws a lot of strikes. I haven't decided on who I wanted to pick on this one yet either, but I'm going to roll Bryce Mitchell. Man. I mean, Matt Sales definitely could get the job done, but I'm going to roll Bryce Mitchell on this one. I think he could probably, he could get the win. Next fight, Billy Quarantillo, think that's how you say his name, versus Chris Fishgold. Billy Carantino, 12-2 record, 5 KO/TKOs, 4 sub wins, 1 TKO loss to Michael Quinones back in 2016. He's on a 5-fight win streak. 4 out of 5 were finishes. Shows great submission defense and composure on the tough 22 in fight versus Rossetti. Yeah, he almost got submitted and he got out of it and won the fight. Leaves his chin out very high, very easily hit. He's a technical fighter. He's pretty tough, but he's, like I said, he's very fucking very hittable. And he's fighting a dude, Chris Fishgold, man. This guy's 18-3 record, 2 KO/TKOs, 13 sub wins, man. That's ridiculous. 1 TKO loss, 1 sub loss. He lost his last fight to Amir Khani by sub. Strategic submission game, dude. He likes to get a hold of that neck and choke you the fuck out. That's pretty much what this guy, that's what he's known for, dude. His guillotines and his rear naked chokes are fucking legit, dude. If he gets a hold of your neck, you're probably going to sleep or you're going to be tapping. And he's got pretty good cardio. He just got caught. He was beating Amir Khani, in my own opinion, in the first round, leading up until when he got submitted. But yeah, I picked Chris Fishgold to beat Amir Khani. I always pick against Amir Khani. I'm not a fan of that guy's fighting style. He's boring. He's just a boring fucking fighter to watch, dude. He never really wants to bring it when he's on the feet. I understand he's a submission specialist, but this is called MMA, motherfucker. You got to know a little bit of both, and his striking's fucking, it's shit. His striking's fucking shit, plain and simple, dude. Yeah, I don't like Amir Khani at all, dude. I don't like his attitude, his cockiness, none of that shit. You can't be cocky if you ain't great, in my own opinion. You got to be fucking great to be cocky, motherfucker. But yeah, enough of that shit. I'm rolling with Chris Fishgold versus Billy. I feel like he'll get the job done. He might even get a submission victory. I hope he does get a submission victory. I hope he comes back, gets this dub. I like his fighting style. He's an aggressive fighter, and I like aggressive fighters, but I like strategic aggressive fighters. I don't like people that are just wild and come to just, I don't know. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm going off topic. Thiago Alves versus Tim Means, the Pitbull, 23-14 record, 13 KO/TKOs, 1 sub win, 3 KO/TKO losses, 4 sub losses. That's a fucking lot of sub losses. But Thiago Alves is a vet. This motherfucker's been around. He's been around for a while, dude. I feel like he's like 50 years old, but he's not. That's the crazy part. He lost his last 6 out of 10 fights. He's been at the end of his career in the UFC for a while, dude. And he's been off the juice for a while too. You could definitely tell. He has no chin whatsoever. If you tap him in the fucking chin, like, he's going to sleep. Just one little jab. If you flick him in his chin, he's going to sleep. Yeah, he just doesn't move the same as he used to. This motherfucker used to be so explosive. He used to fuck people up. I remember, man. This guy, I used to like Thiago Alves. I still like him. I just wish he would have retired when he was on top. I don't like seeing people like veterans or GOATs like Anderson Silva and people get beat up in there. And it's like, dude, like, can you just go out when you're on top, please? But yeah, it's time to retire for this guy. I hope he retires after this fight. He should have lost his last fight to Max Griffin, but it was in Brazil. Everybody knows that one was kind of rigged. It was a charity fight for Thiago. They kind of felt bad, in my own opinion. Max Griffin definitely pieced him up. But yeah, he's fighting the Dirty Bird, Tim Means, 28-11 record, 19 fucking KO/TKOs, 4 sub wins, 2 KO/TKO losses, 4 sub losses. Lost last fight by TKO to Nico Price. And he was fucking Nico Price up. Nico Price was backing up against the cage the whole time, and he just got clipped. Nico Price he's a wiry motherfucker, dude. You don't know what he's gonna throw. We seen it with the Randy. Nico Price is one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. Him and Mike Perry, dude. I love watching their fights. They're fucking warriors, dude. They got a warrior spirit inside both of them. He was winning though, like I said, until he got caught. He was pressuring Nico a little bit too much. Very sharp with his Muay Thai. He's a Muay Thai fighter. Decent submission game. Not the best on the ground, but he's got pretty good takedown defense. He doesn't get taken down that often. But he's lethal in the fucking clinch, dude. If he gets a hold of you in the clinch, you're going to be in some serious trouble. He's going to be kneeing you. He's going to be elbowing you. He's going to do everything he can to put you away. High volume striker with KO power. Has the reach and height advantage in this fight. I'm rolling with Tim Means all the way on this one. I can't roll with Thiago Alves. I'm sorry. I've been a fan of Alves for such a long time. It sucks I started picking against Anderson Silva when he stayed in the UFC a little bit longer than he should have. Just because I know it's your time to be gone. You got to let some of these young fighters just have some shine. You can't take the shine forever, man. You've already had your time. But yeah, so yeah, I'm rolling with Tim Means, the Dirty Bird. Next fight, Rob Font versus Ricky Simone. Rob Font, 16-4 record, 7 KOs / TKOs, 4 sub wins, 1 sub loss. Excuse me. Explosive striker, very durable, and he has KO power for the division, dude. Small weight class, but he knocks motherfuckers out. His overhand right puts people straight to sleep. Reads them bedtime stories every time. Nice uppercuts and body strikes. His uppercuts are really nice. Doesn't throw enough kicks though. I wish he would incorporate a little bit more kicks in his style of fighting. But he does throw some vicious knees. He's thrown some vicious flying knees at people too that I thought that was for sure gonna put him away, and it didn't. He's rocked a few people with those. Coming off a win over Sergio Pettis, that's an impressive performance. Sergio Pettis is not a bum. That motherfucker, he trains. I mean, Anthony Pettis, they're brothers and shit, man. He's gonna train with all the best people. And Sergio Pettis, he's just such a well-rounded fighter. He's got everything pretty much. He's got the height and reach advantage in this fight. Rob Font does. 15-2 record versus Ricky Simone. 5 KOs / TKOs, 2 sub wins, 1 KO loss, 1 sub loss. Lost his last fight to Uriah Faber. He's 3-4 in the UFC right now. He's a fucking grinder. This motherfucker just keeps going. He's got really good cardio, really good takedowns, relentless pace and pressure. Overextends on punches sometimes. If you watch that Uriah Faber fight, you can just see that he overextended just a little bit, just a few inches. And then Uriah Faber countered him and knocked his ass smooth out. Very good top control, good ground and pound. Was on an 8-fight win streak before he lost to Faber. I picked Simone to win that fight. So yeah, I did not think Uriah Faber was gonna be able to just knock his ass out like that. It was a great performance by Faber, but I'm gonna roll with Simone on this one. He's gonna want to get a win. He's hungry. He's definitely gonna want that. He's gonna want to be in the win column again for sure. Next fight, Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall versus Carlos Condit. I don't think that's on here anymore. I don't see it on the UFC website. I don't see it anywhere anymore. I'm kind of glad. I don't want to watch Mickey Gall and Carlos Condit go at it anyways. So, yeah. Song Yadong versus Cody Stamann. Song Yadong, 14-3 record. Cody Stamann, 8-2 record. All right, so these are people that I didn't really take notes on. I know Song, he hasn't been defeated yet in the UFC. I know he's an explosive striker. I know that he hits hard. I know he has knockout power, and he's pretty good with his defense and his wrestling. His wrestling defense is good too. And I know that Cody Stamann has a wrestling background. I know he's pretty decent on the feet, and he has good cardio. Both these guys have good cardio. This is a fight that could really go either way. 18-2, 14-3. They both have a lot of fight experience. They're both sort of new to the UFC. Something wants me to pick Song Yadong, but I feel like I'm gonna roll with Cody Stamann on this one. I feel like he could get the job done. I'm not sure who these guys fought last. I'd have to look it up, and I'm not gonna do that right now. Maybe I'll make a video before the fights on Saturday. Maybe not. I'll decide that later. But yeah, I'm gonna roll Cody Stamann on this one. Next fight, Aspen Ladd versus Yana Kunitskaya. 8-1 for Aspen Ladd, 12-4 for Yana. Aspen, man, dude, she was on the rise. She was doing pretty good in her last few fights, but the last fight that she had when she got knocked out by Holly Holm, it just wasn't. She wasn't ready to fight Holly Holm yet. I'm not really sure why they gave her that matchup yet. And then her weight cut was just horrible, dude. Her weight cut was horrible. I felt so bad when I seen the weigh-ins, and she was like shivering and just like shaking. It looked like she was gonna fall over or pass out. I felt really bad. You just shouldn't put your body through that amount of fucking stress when you're cutting weight like that. And what's crazy is the knockout was just so like light. It didn't seem like it was a hard punch, but when you don't have any water in your body, you're just so vulnerable for any type of injury, any type of and to be knocked out, you're just really vulnerable. You can't be dehydrated and then try to hydrate back up and expect your body to function the same fucking way. It's not gonna happen, dude. You're not meant to cut that much fucking water out of your fucking out of your diet, dude, or out of your daily fucking life, dude. It's not natural. I'm glad to see a lot of these UFC fighters moving up weight classes and shit, because it's just, I don't know, man. I don't agree with the weight cutting. I feel like you should fight at your natural weight, or at least close to your natural weight. You shouldn't be going 2 or 3 weight classes down to what you actually are weighing at. It's just not healthy, man. Health is wealth. That's what my pops always told me. Health is wealth. But anyways, I'm rolling with Yana on this one. I feel like she has better striking than Aspen Ladd, and Aspen Ladd is just super hittable. I like Aspen Ladd. I'm a fan of both of these chicks, but I gotta roll with Yana. Something's telling me she could get the TKO. Aspen is just her chin is always out there. Her chin is always out there. Even the fight before she fought Holly Holm, she was getting pieced the fuck up. I can't remember who it was, but she was getting pieced up, dude. And she got rocked a few times. So yeah, I can't trust that. Stefan Struve, 29-11 record versus Ben Rothwell, 36-12 record. Ben Rothwell, big old ogre, and Stefan Struve, skyscraper, man, fucking 7-footer. I can't believe this guy's still fighting. It's insane. It's pretty insane to be that tall and to be able to fight and actually be somewhat decent. I mean, Stefan Struve's he's not a horrible fighter. A lot of people like to talk shit about Struve, but you got to remember, being a 7-foot person that's that tall fighting these people, that it's going to be hard fighting that. But being that tall, you're not supposed to be fighting, dude. Being 7 foot, are you serious? I'm gonna roll with Stefan Struve. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, I'm gonna roll with Stefan Struve on this one. I feel like he could probably do something here. Ben Rothwell's last performance was kind of dog shit. He should have stayed in retirement too. He's not really a fun heavyweight to watch. He does pressure his opponents. He keeps walking them down, and he tries to land that big bomb on you. And he's got really good BJJ. Both of them do. Stefan Struve and Ben Rothwell. We might see this heavyweight match go to the ground and someone get a submission. You don't see heavyweights go to the ground going for submissions too often. Sorry about the background. Shit. Close that real quick. But yeah, next fight, Marina Rodriguez versus Cynthia Caballo. 12-0 record for Marina and 8-1 for Cynthia Caballo. I think Cynthia is coming off of a loss. I can't remember who she fought. But she's got really good BJJ, and Marina Rodriguez, she's got BJJ and striking. So I'm rolling with Marina Rodriguez. She's 12-0 for a reason. I feel like she could beat Cynthia Caballo. Caballo, she's a tough chick for sure. She comes in ready. She comes in ready to bang. She's got decent striking and decent cardio. But both these chicks, I feel like Marina's she's just a more polished striker, and I feel like she could do something on the feet to Cynthia and probably do something on the ground to Cynthia. So that'll be interesting. There's a few fights on here I wouldn't mind watching, so maybe I will turn it on and just watch a few of the fights. Alistair Overeem, 45-17 record. Jairzinho Rosenstruck, 9-0 record. Jairzinho is just on the rise, dude. Like, this fucker, he's knocking people out with nothing, dude. He's literally knocking people out with nothing. It doesn't even look like he's trying. He's not even throwing hard. It doesn't look like he's even throwing hard punches. Maybe they are really hard and it just doesn't look like it, but it just looks like he's fucking people up. Like he's bulldozing through everybody right now. And I knew this guy just by his body type. You can tell this guy hits fucking hard. And Alistair Overeem, he's a vet, 45-17, and he has more fights than that outside of like in other organizations and his kickboxing and his Muay Thai, all of that shit. That's not even included in this. He's got like 80-something fights, probably 90-something fights. Alistair Overeem, it's time to hang it up, though, man. The chin is not there anymore. Your skill set's definitely there, but the chin is just not there anymore, man. If you get hit too many times, been knocked out too many times, it's just not smart to keep fighting. There's nothing else to prove. You're a badass. I mean, everybody knows you're a badass. You're a bad motherfucker, dude. I still remember when he beat the fuck out of Brock Lesnar. That was a great performance. But yeah, Alistair Overeem has him in the same for a while, man. I'm a huge fan of him. But it's Jairzinho time. I'm rolling with Jairzinho. He's going to get a first-round knockout. But yeah, those are my picks for this week. I rambled on a little longer than I thought. I was trying to just make it like 15 to 20-minute video because this isn't really a card that I'm that interested in watching. But like I always say, like, subscribe, comment. Prayers to Walt Harris's family. I know they're going through a rough time with everything that has happened. I don't really want to really bring it up because it's just sad. And it's really fucked up. That shouldn't happen to anybody's family at all. It doesn't matter who it is. It just shouldn't happen. It's fucked up. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. If you want to drop some comments on who you guys are picking and why. Definitely tell me if you think that I made the wrong decision on some people, because I didn't look up all the fighters and I don't remember every single one of these fighters, like their last fights, their last performances. So I don't really remember everything that they they've kind of accomplished, and yeah, just point some things out for me, and we can go from there. Also, once I reach 100 subscribers, I'll be doing a little competition for everybody for the first main card after 100 subscribers. It'll just be the first place winner will win either like a few packs of cards, or will win like an autograph card, UFC card from me. It'll be sent in the mail and whatnot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that 100 subscriber mark. And everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Yeah. All right. Bye.